This reading is for Arthur. It is September 23rd, 2010, and you asked for past life reading. I have 4 past lives and also a message that came through as well. You asked for the meaningful healing capacity in someone's lives. Well, there came through 2 positive lifetimes and 2 negative lifetimes. I'm going to go ahead and do one of the positive ones first. You had a lifetime where you were a shamanic type person. You gave people hope even though there were troubles that were going on in their life. And your position basically was self-created, even though that you had been, and you were female in this life, you had been trained by an elder before you. That elder died halfway through your training, so that's where the self-created part came in. You had to trust in your belief system and your spirits and the ritual that you went through. But you did a lot of sacrificing of your time, your patience with people, and you did help people to transform and sometimes to also beat death, but not always. So when you did not help them to beat death, it was given to the fact that Spirit said that this is this is it, this is what's happening, and it was their time. We hear a lot of that even in this day and age, but there were many who you did actually save from the brink of death during battle. And there was a time where there was a lot of fighting in between, I guess, different tribes is what I'm seeing, and you were able to act as a mediator, therefore saving lives and healing the rift between the two sides, so that they threw down their battle instruments and were able to move on as a group and a community. Now that is I think one of the bigger lifetimes where you actually helped heal a lot of different people, and this is in different ways. So not only just healing of the body, but also healing of the rifts between opposing parties. Now we have another one. Another lifetime here, and this lifetime you were not so much into healing of others. You were more dependent on others to the exclusion of you having to do any effort to put forward anything. And you were what we call a dark soul in that lifetime, and you would use humor to wound. In other words, you were sarcastic as well, and rather than helping to heal and liberate people, you were in denial of your own emotional truth, and so you used that on other people to cause wounds in other people's lives. And you took your words, and you could be very gifted with your words, but you took them to the negative and had an extremely destructive effect on people's lives. So that was a second lifetime. And then there's a third lifetime here, and this one is more positive, where you tried to purge yourself in your lifetime of everything that was negative, and you tried to rally other people also to prepare for the eternal life. Now I'm getting on this one that you were more of the evangelistic type, but this was in an older religion, and I'm not saying modern. It's not in the last few hundred years, but much older religion. And you would get out there and you would tell people that they had to prepare for the life after this one, and that they needed to purify themselves, and that people were lazy, and they had a lot of darkness and temptation on them, and they needed to rid themselves of these things. And they were forced to, if you really influenced them and you were very charismatic and you could influence them, but you were forcing those who believed in you and those who followed you to right to the edge of their own sanity. But you did this in a manner that you thought that you were healing their souls. And in some cases, you actually did save them from whatever it was they were doing in their lifetime and turned people around. But you did it to the extreme. It was extremely harsh, and you placed a lot of rules and regulations on the people when you did this. But it was your belief, and that's what you thought that was right. And so in a way you did heal others and yourself. I think that's because of the negative lifetimes that you had. Something had to counterbalance that, and so you had this extreme life of purification. You have another lifetime here, and it is as a person who would rather take chances instead of working. Okay, so taking chances, taking risks. And sometimes when you went forward to heal other people, I mean, you worked as a healer, I'm asking exactly how that was. Okay. All right, you worked with people in their mental capacities, and I'm seeing an insane asylum. But you went a lot with experimentation. You went a lot with using the patients as sort of like guinea pigs in hopes that you could heal them by doing extreme type surgery, experimental surgeries at that time. And because of the nature of your work and the fact that you did have a medical background and a lot of things that were kept off the books, I'm seeing that the general public was not allowed into this place. And a lot of secretive stuff was done there. But you didn't use a lot of fact when you did some of this experimentation, and like I said, it was more of luck. And you had this method of doing things that would undermine others. So you would take credit for the positive, but you would take and blame, put the blame when something went wrong on other people. And you were even self-destructive towards your own self. I'm sad to say that what I'm seeing with this one is that you ended up as a patient in your own facility eventually, because there was a rebellion against what you did. That's quite unfortunate. But anyway, we go back into away from the past lives. You got 4 of those this time, and then the message for this lifetime. You have in this lifetime, you've had to deal with a lot of signs of things that have gone awry, and you will still have to keep look out for the signs. And I'm hearing red flag is the word. I'm hearing red flags. Be careful of your pride. Be careful of the temptations. If you want to get through things and be passed over, you need to really watch what is going on and be careful before you make any decisions on how you interpret things. Stress will be a factor, and then your morality will be questioned also. Keep a good sense of humor, keep some playfulness in your life, and work towards making breakthroughs in this lifetime. Take a look at what you've done in past lifetimes, both in this reading and the past reading that I've given you, and take notes as to where you were and what you did, and use it in this lifetime so that you don't make the same mistakes again, and you'll make some breakthroughs. Okay, and that's all I have for this reading.